Vanakkam, Namaskaram. Today I have with me education as per Mahatma Gandhi. Medium of education. Actually, I want to read the entire article because this is the most brilliant article that I have ever come across. Beyond the words of Kanchi Mahaswamigal, beyond the words of Swami Vivekananda, or anyone who is thinking about our education, one who has given the word about the evils of foreign medium of education and how this is destroying our country, the national soul, everything is brought out with the writings of Mahatma Gandhi. படித்தாதான் தெரியும். Since he has written it in English and this is meant only for the English educated, not for Tamil. ஆங்கிலம் தெரியாதவங்களுக்கு இந்த ஆர்டிக்கிள் தேவையே கிடையாது. ஏன்னா ஆங்கிலம் தேவையில்லை, வழி ஆங்கில கல்வி, ஆங்கில வழி கல்வி தேவையில்லை அப்படின்றதான் இந்த ஆர்டிக்கிளே. அவங்க தாய்மொழியில் கற்றுக்கணும். அப்படி கற்றுக்காமல் இருக்கிறதுனால என்னெல்லாம் நம்ம நாட்டுக்கு தீமை விளையுது, அதை எப்படி வெள்ளைக்காரங்க நமக்கு கொடுத்துட்டு போயிருக்கிறாங்க, அதை நாம் எப்படியெல்லாம் இன்னும் ஆங்கில வழி கல்வியை போற்றி கொண்டு இருக்கிறோம், அதனால் நம்ம எவ்வளோ எல்லாம் இழந்திருக்கிறோம் அப்படின்றது தான் இந்த ஆர்டிக்கிள். ஸோ ஆங்கிலம் தெரிந்தவர்கள் ஆங்கிலத்தை சப்போர்ட் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இந்த நாட்டுக்கு தவறு செஞ்சுக்கிட்டு இருக்கிறவங்களுக்கான ஆர்டிக்கிள். ஸோ ஐ எம் கோயிங் டு ரீட் அண்ட் டாக் இன் இங்கிலீஷ் ஸோ தட் இட் ரீச்சஸ் த ஆடியன்ஸ், த இங்கிலீஷ் educated audience. Medium of education, actually this is in moneyBhavan.org, Maharashtra Mahatma Gandhi's website, moneyBhavan.org. Medium of education, I find daily proof of, he says, daily proof of increasing and continuing wrong being done to the millions by our false de-Indianizing education. See what words he is using. He has written it more than 70 or 80 years, I don't know, even 100 years, I don't know. And he says daily proof, wrong being done to the millions by our false de-Indianizing education. That is the first paragraph. We seem to have come to think that no one can hope to be like a boss unless he knows English. I cannot conceive a grosser superstition than this. No Japanese feel so helpless as we seem to do, and the situation is still the same. Our people, our government want to be very proud that our children are getting English medium of education. Even the government wants to increase the number of English medium of education and schools, and the private parents are very happy. The medium of instruction should be alerted at once at any cost, the provincial languages being given their rightful place. Only now the new education policy wants to bring the education in our mother tongue, and many people want to oppose it because they want to be slave to the English. Okay, now he continues, I would prefer a temporary chaos in higher education to the criminal ways that is daily accumulating. See, he says, I don't mind even if there is a temporary chaos in the higher education when we immediately change to the mother tongue. There will be some chaos. Let it happen, he says, because he says, otherwise this is a criminal waste. The higher education is a criminal waste that is daily accumulating. Every day we are accumulating this criminal waste of bringing slavery into the minds of a young generation. He says, next paragraph, education through a foreign language entails a certain degree of strain, and our boys have to pay dearly for it. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam and Satyendranath Bose, greatest scientist who collaborated with Albert Einstein, they were all advocates of, they wanted mother tongue as a medium of instruction for science and maths. And so many people have said it. Okay, so he says the foreign medium entails a certain degree of strain, and our boys have to pay dearly for it. To a large extent, they lose the capacity of shouldering any other burden afterwards. For they become a useless lot who are weak of body, without any zest for work, and imitators of the West. That is what the West wanted. The British wanted only a race of imitators. They have little interest in original research or deep thinking, and the qualities of courage, perseverance, bravery, fearlessness are lacking. So this is the vast majority of the population. Okay, we might have got great achievements. There is no doubt ISRO scientists are doing great things. But the point to say is that vast majority are not brought out what the ISRO scientists have done. ISRO scientists, if we go, they have all studied in mother tongue medium of education, whether it is Abdul Kalam or whether it is Sivan or the present ISRO scientists. They have all studied through the project directors of Chandrayaan. They have all studied. Mailsami Annamthirailam Tamil தான் படிச்சாரு. So let us not forget that quality lacking in courage, perseverance, bravery, fearlessness அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கார் Mahatma Gandhi. That is why we are unable to make new plans or carry out our projects to meet our problem. In case we make them, we fail to implement them. A few who do so promise usually die young. These are the words of Mahatma Gandhi. And then he gives the reason why this is not happening. Why we are not bringing the English education into the Tamil medium or the mother tongue medium. Why we are not bringing? We, the English educated people alone, are unable to assess the great loss that this factor has caused. So he gives clearly the people who are not able to understand. The people who are not able to understand is the one who have studied through the English medium, because they got some benefits and they think that is all that is they can achieve. It's like the bits of crumbs that they have got. If they have learned everything in the mother tongue, they would have achieved much greater heights. They would have reached and they would have achieved so many things. And I read that again. We, the English educated people alone, are unable to assess the great loss that this factor has caused. We are unable to understand. Some idea of its immensity would be had if we could estimate how little we have influenced the general mass of our people. We haven't done much. The school must be an extension of home. There must be a concordance between impressions which the child gathers at home and at school, if the best results are to be obtained. Whereas we learn something in English and our parents tell us something. Language is different. Education through the medium of strange tongue breaks the concordance which should exist. Those who break this relationship are enemies of the people, even though their motives may be honest. See, these are the words of Gandhi. He says, those who break this relationship, the family, the language they talk, and the school, the language, it must be the same. Those who break this relationship are enemies of the people, even though their motives may be honest, he says. To be a voluntary victim of this system of education is as good as betrayal of a duty towards our mothers. What a words he is using. That is exactly, I totally agree with him, even though sometimes I am also part of this nonsense of talking in English to the children in schools. The harm done by this alien type of education does not stop here. It goes much further. It has produced a gulf between educated classes and the masses. The people look on us as being apart from them. How true it is. It is my considered opinion that English education, in a manner it has been given, has emasculated the English educated Indian. It has put a severe strain upon the Indian students' nervous energy and has made us of imitators. The process of displacing the vernaculars has been one of the saddest chapters in British connection. Ram Mohan Rai would have been a greater reformer and Lokmanya Tilak would have been a greater scholar if they had not to start with the handicap of having to think in English and transmit their thoughts chiefly in English. Their effect on our own people, marvelous as it was, would have been greater if they would have been brought under a less unnatural system. No doubt they both gained from their knowledge of the rich treasures of English literature, but this should have been accessible to them through their own vernaculars. No country can become a nation by producing a race of imitators. He continues to say these imitators in few places. Already in, I think it's third place where he says that we have become a race of imitators. And that is what the English wanted. And those who are supporting these English, they want us to be slaves, imitators. So he goes on to say the canker has eaten into the society that in many cases the only meaning of education is knowledge of English. English தெரிஞ்சால் தான் அது கல்வியன்னு நினைக்கிற அளவுக்கு கேவலமாக நம்ம கல்வியை நினச்சிக்கிட்டு இருக்கிறோம். அந்த அளவுக்கு நம்மளை ஆங்கிலம் அடிமைப்படுத்திடுச்சு. ஆங்கிலம் தெரிஞ்சால் படித்தவன் அப்படின்ற நினைப்பு தான் நம்ம ஆளுங்களுக்கு இருக்குது. All these are for me signs of our slavery and degradation. ரொம்ப தெளிவாக சொல்கிறார். அடிமைத்தனத்தின் உச்சம் தான் இப்படிலாம் நினைக்க வைக்குது. It is unbearable to me that the vernacular should be crushed and starved as they would have been. I cannot tolerate the idea of parents writing to their children or husbands writing to their wives not in their own vernaculars but in English. So எப்படியெல்லாம் சொல்கிறார். The foreign medium has caused a brain fag, put an undue strain upon the nerves of our children, made them crammers and imitators, unfitted them for original work and thought, and disabled them for filtrating their learning to the family or the masses. The foreign medium has made our children practically foreigners in their own lands. How 100% true it is. நம்ம நாட்டில் நம்மளையே வெளிநாட்டில் இருக்கிறவங்க மாதிரி நம்மளை பண்ணி வச்சுருக்குது ஆங்கிலம் கல்வி. Foreign medium has made our children practical foreigners in their own lands. It is the greatest tragedy of the existence. See, he gives the word, the greatest tragedy of the existing system is this foreign medium. The foreign medium has prevented the growth of our vernaculars. If I had the powers of a despot, I would today stop the tuitions of our boys. Today அப்படின்ற இன்னைக்கே அது நிறுத்துவேன் அப்படின்றார் ஆங்கிலம் வழி கல்வியை. Tuitions of our boys and girls through a foreign medium and require all the teachers and professors on pain of dismissal to introduce the change forthwith. Immediately இந்த ஆசிரியர்களையும் ப்ரொஃபஸரையும் வேலையை விட்டு தூக்கிட்டு வேண்டாம். அதனால தான் அவங்களாம் அப்போஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறாங்களோ எனக்கு தோணுது. All the teachers and professors may be opposing this because of such strong words. They will lose their jobs. No, I would not wait for the preparation of textbooks. He says I will not wait. That doesn't matter. They will follow the change. It is an evil that need a summary remedy. It's an evil. English medium of education is an evil. Among the many, with the last paragraph, among the many evils of foreign rule, this blighting imposition of a foreign medium upon the youth of the country will be counted by history as one of the greatest. I don't know where we are today, how many people are agreeing to this. It has sapped the energy of the nation. It has estranged them for the masses. For the masses, it has made education unnecessarily expensive. That is the greatest another thing. People want to go to the English medium and give a lot of money. Unfortunate. No Japanese, no Scandinavian countries like Sweden, Finland, and all the countries where our education ministers go there on the taxpayers' money, but they don't want to bring those things, a mother tongue medium, into their country. If this process, very good, he gives the last line, if this process is still persisted in, it bids fair to rob the nation of its soul. Rob the nation of its soul. The sooner, therefore, educated India, he says, educated India shakes itself free from the hypnotic spell of the foreign medium, the better it would be for them and the people. Please wake up.